dog cut.
Oh yeah, you know, I went live while we was talking about clones. You know, maybe the viewers wanted to hear about the conversation. No, yeah, no. What's good, everybody out there? Thanks for coming in and joining us for another Trichome Chasers live stream, you guys. I hope everybody's in good spirits, enjoying their family this holiday season. You're welcome by the Trichome Chasers. What's going down, fellas?
Cloning over here.
Photon, what's good? What's good with you, brother?
Making some new life, man. Just cloning, doing my thing.
Always, always. That's what's up, man. What anything new? Anything new coming out?
No, not really. Not that I can speak of.
Okay, not yet, guys. Not yet. Still rocking with the wavy boards, the sun boards. What other
Fusion boards? I guess I do have planks coming out. It's a smaller board. It's got optics made already for it. But I got to do some more testing on the thermal management on those to see if I want to galvanize the heat sinks or air cool them or leave them alone.
Yeah, when it comes to photon boards, like they got me like customer service, bro. Like I got 100 DMs about the boards. Like, bro, I don't work there. It's just a friend.
Yeah, Loki's just a friend. He doesn't work.
I do not work at this company. Please stop.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't mind answering the questions, but they be getting
I don't even
mad
get
at
that
me.
many. I get like fucking 6 DMs and you get like 30.
So I don't mind answering the questions. They get upset with me though. Like they get angry. Like, why isn't Photon answering? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe he's living his life. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I answer every DM and email that I see, so I don't know.
Loki needs a sales associate badge, Photon.
No. You can't please everybody, man. It's gonna always be dispensers.
Yep, always.
What you guys doing for the Christmas break, man? What's going on with everybody?
What's going on, fellas? Who we got on the panel tonight? We got the homie Green Motor Farms in the building again. What's going down, brother? How you feeling tonight?
Good, man. How you doing?
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Yeah, barely. Let me see if I can turn your volume up a little bit. Hold on. All right, try again.
Can you hear me?
Yep, that's a little better. Turn up a little more. Okay, there you go, bro.
Cool. Yeah, man, I'm doing good. How y'all fellas doing?
Doing good, man.
Doing great.
Doing good.
Ready to open up some gifts.
Good, brother.
Should probably go buy gifts.
What's going on in the garden this week? Anything new from last week?
From last week, a cut that I thought was Wookiees. I don't know if you remember when you were at my house. I showed you that lemony, funky ass plant that I told you was given to me as Wookiees.
Yep. Yep.
So the guy I got it from got a hold of me on Instagram and was wondering why I didn't take any pictures of the Wookiees. And I had to explain to him, like, you didn't give me Wookiees. And I guess what he gave me was the cut from the 2014 Seattle Cannabis Cup of Lemon Tree. And that's what this cut actually is. And I had when I smelt her in like week 5, I took a plant that was about 12 days out of flower, and mommed her out, and we had to rebud. So I have this just big ass mom, a lemon tree, and this shit's fire. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
That's what's up. I think I'm gonna have lemon tree and Wookie.
Bro, I tasted lemon tree before. It tasted like pine sol. I hated it bad.
I like the pine sol.
Nah, like it. You know what? I like a piney taste, but it wasn't piney. It was pine sol. Like literally, I felt like I was drinking the pine sol. I was dying from smoking.
I can see where you coming from on that, but
It was extreme. I don't mind a little hint, flavor, and all that, but it literally tastes like the cleaner.
Yup.
It's the kind of terps you gotta water down. You gotta sprinkle a little bit on. Can't put too much.
Yo, it's crazy, bro. I had some lemon tree terpenes from Blue River Terps and shit, and them motherfuckers was strong as hell.
Yeah, I'm convinced on an extract level, that's probably a perfect strain for extracts. But when
Yeah.
you deal with flower, it don't taste the same.
Hell yeah. That's
Y'all
what's
ever
up.
notice that? Like extract strains don't really work out the same as flower strains?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up, bro. Anything? So you say you got the lemon tree now. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Fucking you just got done harvesting the puta breath, right?
Yeah, the poodle breath and a couple different phenos of garlic breath.
Right.
Yep.
So what can you tell us about that? What can you tell us about the puta breath and the garlic breath?
The poodle breath, it came out like a lot like Gelato 45 as far as the smell and the density of it and the look, yeah, honestly, but it definitely smokes a lot better. And I don't even know why. I'd have to look at the lineage behind Puda Breath versus Gelato 45 because it's a damn near identical plant. But I would have to say the Puda 3 that I kept is probably better than Gelato. And then the garlic breath, man. I mean, I cracked 100 seeds, got 4 variations. The 14's a cookie dom, super frosty. The 17's a heavy yielder. Takes a little bit longer. She's probably like a 72, 73-day plant. The 37, the Zoom cut, a garlic breath, is a 63-day finishing GMO. From the terpene profile, the taste, the smoke, the high, everything about it, the structure, the yield, it is GMO, just garlic breath. And then the 27 is a Mendo dominant, but reeks of GMO, reeks of garlic, nice purple hue, super frosty. So yeah, man, I mean, it was definitely happy with those 4 cuts.
Hell yeah, dog. That shit sounds fire. I'm looking forward to coming and getting some tasters from you, bro. For real, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Look forward to some review videos coming from Monster on Green Motor Farm Smoke. Man, I'm about to get some of his flavor savers this week and put up a video for you guys so you guys can see how his grow hand is. Super proper. Definitely enjoy smoking on your stuff, bro. For sure.
Appreciate it.
Who else we got in here tonight? Mr. Loki Gro. What's good with it?
Yeah, shit, man. I'm just chilling. I'm actually away with the family for the weekend, so no plans for me for a few days.
Yeah, man. I see you just dropped a new video. If you guys haven't seen Loki's new video, make sure you guys go check it out. It's definitely a proper one. I definitely enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you,
Yeah,
brother, for the update.
yeah. This dude Monster was on my back, like, yo, you need to do a video. You need to do a video. I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna do a video. So I'm
Yeah,
actually trying to do a video with that flood and drain table I built, but with my camera, I'm not getting that right angle to show exactly as wide angle as I would like to. But I'll try to get the video done.
well, I think every person who shoots video or does photography, they always kind of think about what they could do better. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think the people gonna have any complaints at all from it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, guys.
So you just got a new room built and all of that, right? You just got a new room built.
Yeah, I just threw that. I had a 6x6 space in my basement that was just being used for nothing, so I just turned it into another grow space. So I'm using like a 4x6 of the space for the plants, and I got the other 2 feet just for walking around. But that's where I threw my chilled lights. I got 2 chilled 400-watt strip lights. Gonna give those a try, see what the results are on those.
That's what's up, man. What's up? Yeah, them chills are pretty dope. Pretty dope. Pretty cool
Yep.
looking system.
I'm trying my best not to like give it a review without properly using it and seeing exactly what it can do. But
Right.
yo, man, having the option to turn down each color spectrum is fucking dope. Like my plants on the transplant was a little stressed. I turned the red down to 0%, pushed the blues up, turned the white down. It's just like, yo, just to be able to play with your recipe of food like that, you might find a spectrum that works for your plants and they just thrive all the time. You get to play with it.
Right. Yeah, every plant like different spectrum, different food, all of that, different environments, everything.
Yeah, I love LEDs, and if you like tech shit, bro, that's the first one I've had with so much options. Like, shit is fucking dope.
Word. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I know Photon. He talks about that a lot with his lights. You know what I'm saying? How you can like custom make the spectrums and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
definitely having the option to like uh turn off certain spectrums and turn on is dope as fuck too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm not really looking into that so much
yeah, I don't
because
want to put that in the fridge and it lasts long, you know.
Say that again, Photon.
I said I'm not really looking into that so much because on the commercial side of things, like yeah, it's great for the home grower who wants to experiment, but on the commercial side of things, I think it was Loki Gro came out with some lights like that where you could change the spectrum. And every person I've talked to that bought those lights had the tech come in and set the spectrum, and they never touched it again. Because as far as they're concerned, it's the lighting company's job to provide the right spectrum and not their job.
Word. No, I could see some.
This is more filtered. But yeah. You know, I could agree with that to a point. If everybody felt that way,
I definitely like experimenting at home, but like
it's some people they throw up a little bit of HPS, a little bit of metal halide just because you want to see that mix or you want to try a mix. So I do understand it. It is the LED company's job, but because it does come on a default, but it's nothing like being able to just play with it yourself. But in a commercial sense, I doubt more commercial people would play with it. But when they're hooked up to one controller, it's a difference. When you like those Lumen Gros, you have to go to each LED, adjust this, adjust that, adjust this. I can hook up 250 lights to one controller and adjust all the red on all 250 of those lights. That's more likely that I'll do compared to having to go to each light.
yeah, that's cool.
Going to each light is a bitch. I wouldn't want to do that shit either. Like, that's why I don't like HPS. I don't want to have to go change my bulbs every round.
Yeah.
I was one of those guys that changed my bulbs every round, and that shit is costly.
I got my controllers too. They can do 250 lights.
Eventually become more acidic. That was everything that we do. Exactly. Yeah.
Word. That's what's up. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your grow, man. I'm glad the videos is back popping, and yeah, I mean, you got some new stuff going on. Strains is top notch. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see those Sunday drivers, man. If y'all don't know, Loki Gro got some shit popping, so check him out. Check him out on Instagram. I'm sure you guys are probably already hip to him, but yeah, follow him on YouTube as well. You know what I'm saying? He makes definitely good videos. So next on the panel, who we got? Mr. Northside Doja. What's good, Doja?
Oh, it's going good, man. Just, getting ready for the holidays. Was out Christmas shopping earlier. Of course, got the flat tire on the car, so fuck. But as far as the cannabis side of things, everything's going great. I flipped my next batch in the flowering, and I recently started 22 seeds of cookies and cream from Exotic Genetics. So, hopefully I'll find some fire in there. Yeah, my next batch I'm pretty excited about. I got to throw a shout out to Treetop Genetics. All of the fire I got from them is just going really well. The plants are just, fucking monsters already. I only had them about 3 weeks. You know, they were so well rooted when I got them. I damn near had to put them in the pots and then top them right away almost because they were so big. But I got Puda breath and garlic breath, gelato cake, tang breath, purple punches. I got a lot of great stuff from them. So
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Man. Fucking that run is about to be a fucking epic run, bro. Like you got so much dank over there, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome because I got half my garden next time will be all treetop genetics, and then the other half will be my old strain. So it'll be nice to see the comparison.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick, bro. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you said you got all of that stuff flipped already, so it's already in flowering.
No, they're still in veg. All my treetop stuff is in veg. No, it's my normal strains that I run are flipped right now.
Gotcha.
That's my Royal Caramel, Grape Stomper, Plushberry, Dr. Pooh, Royal Caramel, and Alien Riff. I got a good Ninja Fruit too in there, but in about 2 months, then the treetop genetics will be flowering.
Got you.
In there.
That's what's up, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean they're in veg now, and they're huge. You know, I was like thinking like, damn, you know, I just flipped mine in the flower, and now it's like, fuck, I could almost waited like 2 more weeks and just put the treetop shit in. You know, it's about there, but I'll cut them back and veg them out and get them nice bushes, so it'll be good.
It'll be a better run for sure.
Yeah,
and in the like once they veg out and shit, they'll be so fucking full and beastie by then.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's what's up, Doja. That's what's up, man. If you guys want to check out Doja's grow logs, look him up on Instagram. What's your Instagram, Doja? The full Instagram?
Northside Doja, all lowercase, all one word. Northside Doja, DOJA.
Most definitely. We got next on the panel, Captain Kindbud out of Colorado.
What up, gentlemen?
One down, brother.
Hey there, sir.
I'm chilling with the family. I got a full house. I got to break to the other room. All right, so I'm doing great, man. I'm enjoying the holidays. I got my fam up here. My room's doing great. I got the Candy Kush rocking. I'm gonna think about 10 days to 2 weeks away from being harvested. I thought I was gonna push her to 63 days, but I don't know if she's gonna make it that far. I just noticed some amber trichomes today. So she might have maybe only 10 days left. We'll see. But she's really turned out really nice. I'm rocking the quantum board LEDs right now at 4K spectrum. And I've grown this 3 times before, and I've never got such really nice color. She's turned really purple. All the top heads are nice and purple. Trichomes are just nice and bubbly and big. So, it's been a great run. I'm running it in cocoa using Nectar for the Gods. Nutrients plus with a lot of KNF inputs and stuff like that. But yeah, things have been great. And next up, let's see here. I just got some clones in today, so shout out to the homie for that. And I've got some Citrix coming up. I still have the Sunset Sherbet Cross Peanut Butter Breath, the THC Titans tester, and it turned out pretty good, so I might do another run of that. I do have the Citrix also that is coming up, but it's doing a really slow veg. So I don't know if it's going to make it to this next flower. But my world's doing good. And we finally got snow where I'm at, so I'm a little excited about that too. We've had a pretty dry winter up here, but no, I'm stoked for the holidays. I got my parents here, so yeah, things are good.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, bro. I feel you on that. Got my mom over here. We're about to kick it hard tomorrow.
Yeah, I got my dad to eat a tamale. Check that out. He's usually like, potatoes, corn, and some meat, and he really doesn't go into that. But I had the wife make us some sick old tamales. She's really good at that, and so that they're trying it out.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Hell yeah, man. Cap, you just dropped a video a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah, it's actually been a week. I'm gonna do an update here probably tomorrow or maybe even Christmas after it dies down. But yeah, it's been about a week, and yeah, I've got away from doing editing. I'm gonna get back to that as soon as this harvest is over. It's just my world's really busy. I'm doing 7 days a week right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I work a regular job plus I have my own business, so I'm cramming and jamming. So I'm still trying to get those updates, but I'll get back to doing better editing videos once I'm slowed down a little bit.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, guys, check out Captain Kindbud's most recent video. Check him out on Instagram. Stay tapped in with him. Fucking killing this shit. I personally smoked some of his frozen mandarin. That shit was probably some of the best flavor that I've had. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was top notch for sure. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
a good straight. I appreciate that. Thank you much.
Yeah, you definitely did a good job on that, bro, for sure. Definitely enjoyed it. Looking forward to some more of that.
I'll
What's
be
up,
hooking
guys?
you up when it's
So,
around.
so yeah, man, we just wanted to tap in with you guys tonight. I know that most normal people have family in town, but we're not normal. You know what I'm saying? So we guys gotta kick it with the homies. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys are looking forward to some grow talk tonight. So um, something kind of basic. You know what I'm saying? When you really think about it, but a topic that definitely you can definitely learn from, pick up some tips and some education, maybe learn some stuff you didn't know. Um, containers, containers, guys. There's all types of different containers, and just the 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 actual product that holds your plant, whether you're growing in hydroponics or um, soil or cocoa or whatever you have, or flood and drain or drip or whatever. There's a lot of different types of containers. So, we felt like it was a good time to kind of talk about and cover all of the different types of containers, and just kind of talk about options and grow styles, and uh, so yeah. So I mean, what do you guys want to? Where do you guys basically want to start with this? I mean, I feel like everybody on the panel right now, basically, we're all doing different stuff. We're all growing different ways. You know what I'm saying? And we're all using different containers. You know what I'm saying? And there's just so many different. It's just like fuck. When you really think about it, it's like that's why I said it's something basic like a container, but there's so many different ones. Like there's so many different ones, and how do you know what to pick for your setup? And you know what I'm saying? Like so, I guess we'll kind of start with this. The most basic form of watering your plants is what? Hand watering, right? Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, okay, so kind of let's briefly, not too much, because I'm sure pretty much everyone's pretty familiar with the containers that you use when you're hand watering. You know what I'm saying? So we'll briefly go, you know what I'm saying, through it, and then kind of, we'll talk about the different options or whatever. So, I mean, I guess I'll kind of go over, my method, or what I've been using and stuff like that, because I just come from hand watering and stuff like that. So, um, to me, to to me, if I'm gonna hand water a plant, it has to be like a half a gallon minimum. You know what I'm saying? And that's early veg. And then after that, you're talking about like a 3 gallon, because anything smaller than that, I feel like it's just gonna be too demanding to water like every day. You know, like I don't want to water every day when I'm hand water. I would like to water every other day or every third day if I'm in soil. But in cocoa, I would like to water every other day. So, what I like to use are just the pretty much the round, the thick. I don't like the real thick. I mean, the thin, cheap one. I like the thicker plastic pots. And I've used smart pots before, but I don't really like smart pots because I kind of think it's too much air. You know what I'm saying? Like they dry out really fast. If I'm gonna use smart pots, I like to hook up a drip system. I don't really like hand watering in smart pots. So, but after that, like if I'm gonna flower in hand water, then I'm gonna probably use a minimum of a 7 gallon pot, maybe a 10, maybe a 15, and I've even used those big round. I think they're what 22 gallon, the Rubbermaid totes with the rope handles on them, the round ones. I've used those to flower in as well. Um, so I mean that's basically my. I mean, like I said, it's not too crazy. So, um, anybody else here hand water? I'm sure.
Yeah, I hand water, and I do the same thing. I use like 7 gallon pots, and I actually run racks, so I have to keep my plants really short. So I top them really early, and I buy like short, squat pots, so that they have enough root space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I do.
And just one thing that kind of just went across my mind real quick. It when you said the squat pots, there's definitely different heights of pots as well as widths of pots. You know what I'm saying? Like all pots, like a 5 gallon is not the same, yeah, in all different pots because they're all different sizes and stuff like that. So that's another thing that I like to kind of pay attention to. If I'm height restricted, I like to get the more squat wide pots. And then if I
Yeah.
do have that
Volume.
you said what?
Volume and dimensions are different sometimes. Yeah, you'll have the same volume but completely different dimension.
Exactly, volumes and dimensions. Right. Yep. Because like they have a number on most pots when you go to the hydro store on the bottom, like a number 2 or a number 3 or number 5 or whatever. But supposedly those are not the gallon sizes. You know what I'm saying? Like a number 5 pot is not a 5 gallon pot.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
It worked. That's what they told me at the hydro store. I never knew that. So there's definitely a lot of different variation. You know what I'm saying? And it's just all determines on your growth space. You know what I'm saying? Like how much headroom you have and all of that type of different stuff. So, but yeah, I'm sorry, Photon. That shit just went across my head real quick. I just wanted to say that.
No, it's cool. I was in the garage transplanting.
So who else hand waters? Captain, you hand water too, right? You do one plant, right?
Yeah, I hand water. Yeah, basically, I have mine and I have it on one of those flood and drain tables so I can hand water and drain it out because I don't like it sitting in a tray or anything like that. But yeah, I like the versatility of hand watering just because I do have one plant. But if I did have a setup where I was doing larger operations, I would find some kind of drip setup. But yeah, hand watering is, for me, it's fine tuning, so it's a really good option for the small grower. But to manage something at a larger level, it's just not optimum. But yeah, I really do like hand watering.
So, what kind of containers are you using? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm in a smart pot, so I like the smart pot because it's like it does the pruning of the roots and it gives you that mass load
Wow.
I'm able to do that, I'm able to get a larger yield and a better product.
So that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Now, I mean, if you're thinking about it from that perspective, then yeah, container types of containers will have a definitely more major role to play for sure. If you're thinking about, you know, exactly how many feedings you're getting per cycle, and then the development, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, in essence, yeah, you are losing out on. Then you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and with like a plastic pot, you're also limiting what you can get for those large roots to breathe. So with the smart pot, the pruning, what that creates is the branching, the webbing of roots. So you're not going to just get that lead tap root. That, yeah, it does absorb nutrients and water, but nowhere near as much as the webbing that come off each individual root. So you're actually able to absorb more. So if you had a 10-gallon pot with soil in a plastic container, and then you had a 10-gallon pot in a smart pot, same soil, same setup, you're going to have a thicker stock on the one with the smart pot because it's able to air prune and have more webbing of roots and able to absorb more. So you're going to get a better product, and then also it'll veg faster and flower and eventually have more weight.
Definitely, for sure. Good points, bro. Definitely some good points to think about. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever really thought about it that deep, honestly.
Oh, the pots are definitely when it goes to fabrics are far superior to a plastic pot. That dry down ratio that he's talking about, roughly when I roll, I do 5-gallon fabric pots. Pro Mix, I just started using Pro Mix, so it's got more cocoa in it for drainage and better dry down rates. And I got it down to where I'm at about a half a gallon of water every 36 hours. And that's kind of where they thrive at. And I don't water to a runoff. And the fabric pots, they just suck it up. Plus, keeps the humidity levels down, the dry down, so you're not worried about excess evaporation. There's a lot of people in the chat talking about powder mold, humidity levels. The one thing that I gotta say to them though, as far as humidity levels go, and you're worried about PM, if you're having a humidity fluctuation and you're having high humidity, during the day, what's happening is going into the winter, you're probably having a real drop at night. That's where PM actually thrive, is where the actual humidity temperatures fluctuating outside of a 10-degree window. So the way to combat that is to honestly add humidity to the room if that's the problem that you're having. And keep that fluctuation from actually tempering to where you can get that powder mold to not able to colonize with that fluctuation.
Yeah, you were breaking up just a little bit, bro. But I think we caught that.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. I had muted everybody because I didn't know if it was some interference coming through that was causing you to break up. Um, yeah, you were kind of breaking up a little bit, bro. So I don't know if you want to back up and kind of you know, let everybody know what you were saying. I'm gonna mute everybody again just in case there was some interference coming through.
I don't even know where I got cut off at. Just go ahead, bro. Just go ahead. Keep going on.
You were talking about the humidity and the powdery mildew. That's what was kind of coming in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, the powder mold, like I was saying, it's not from high humidity. I've grown, an entire crop in flower at 65% humidity, at 70% humidity. It's not the actual humidity that's causing you to get powder mold. It's the fluctuation between day and night. And when the plants evaporate during night and not evaporate, but transpirate at night, and it's raising that humidity level. Now, if you have the humidity levels that are too high during the day, and then your fluctuation at night to where it drops down, that is going to cause you to have powder mold, cold, damp, dark areas. But if everything is at a steady humidity level with the temperatures being as roughly as close as possible, if you follow a vapor pressure deficit chart, you're not going to have any powder mold. I battled powder mold for years, and what I actually ended up doing was turning my dehumidifier down, and everything went away.
Wow. Yeah, man. Thankfully, I haven't had to deal with powdery mold like that. But
well, here in Michigan, man, I mean, when we have like during the day, during the winter, especially, it's 28, 29, 30% humidity, outside. So when those lights kick off and you're in a basement, which most people are, or even a garage that's not insulated, you're going to have a fluctuation of humidity that you're not going to be able to control unless you have a humidification system in there.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and if you don't have a good exchange of air, like Dutch Grow 420 just pointed out, you'll get those situations. So air movement and air exchange is also important.
Honestly, bro, I run in a complete closed room and I have no air exchange.
Right, but you're running dialed in on the VPR chart, right?
No, just as far as the humidity and the temperatures go, those are dialed in. I'm just saying in general, if you're battling high humidity, obviously if you're running, 65, 70% humidity, then your temperature is obviously going to be going to be a little bit higher. But me personally, no. I mean, my room's set 77, 78, between 40, 45% humidity.
Right, and that's locked in. You don't have the variations, the fluctuations.
Yeah, 70, 40, 70, 40, that's not a high humidity. I'm like super comfortable with 70, 40. That's like my safe zone. 80, 60, I'm playing with the dice a little hotter. But 70, 75, 42, I'm super comfortable there.
Yeah, because we ran a crop under the VPD chart, and that was where it kind of got me to the point of believing the fact of exactly what I'm saying. It's not the humidity, it's not the temp, it's literally the fluctuation of what it's happening allows that that species of fungus to colonize in the leaves and affect the plant. And I don't know why the fluctuation is what causes it to be able to vastly spread, but it's night and day. I mean, 84 degrees, 65, 70% humidity, 1200 ppm CO2, you are literally not going to see powder mold. And I mean, 70% humidity, I mean, you walk in there, you can feel it.
Word.
I don't know. They say PM is just in the air, and I find that crazy because before I ever took a clone from anyone, when I was just popping seeds, my humidity has went up as high as 80, and I didn't get no PM. Is when I started taking clones in from people, is when I saw PM. I don't think PM is something that you're guaranteed to have. It comes into your garden once you introduce it in there. But if you grow everything from seed and you keep your garden clean, you can fluctuate, do all sorts of crazy shit. And your risk is way lower than someone that's bringing in a clone from someone that you have no idea what their environment is like. And I think a lot of the times it's the fluctuation, like you said. Bringing something in that is used to living in 70-40, and then you're bringing it to 80-70 or 80-60, might be a little bit for the plant to deal with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, as far as bringing clones in, yeah, man, I mean, powder mold being some form of systemic, it being in the tissues of the plant, what I've figured out is it takes about 3 generations of cloning once you figure out that a plant has powder mold to actually get it out of its variation of the DNA. And as crazy as that sounds, I've had plants that were powder mold. What I thought was, you know, they were susceptible to powder mold. Like that's just what the fuck they did. But honestly, when I changed my environments, I've gotten that plant to where, you know, the clones that came off of it obviously were probably infected with it, you know, and after 3 variations of cloning it in the proper environment, there was no signs of PM. But taking the clone that I had with PM and putting it into the perfect conditions, it didn't produce the PM like it did prior. You could still kind of see it wanted to come out, but it didn't really colonize the way that it would. So, I mean, 2-3 times of running a strand, I truly believe that you can get that to where it's not going to, you know, be infected with the powder mold as much, as long as
I wish Blunt was here. He would explain that PM is actually not systemic. It's some kind of intercellular disease or some shit like that. But I thought it was systemic also, and I was corrected.
Yeah, like that's basically the layman's terms, but it's a way more technical.
Yeah, it's in the cellular walls of the plant, of the inside of the stem, all of that. When I said systemic, that's what I meant. It's inside the cell tissues of the plant itself. And what I'm saying is that through the cloning process and putting it into a correct environment, you know, treating it with, I use green Kier. It's purely organic. I run it in an atomizer, but treating it through that, putting it in the correct conditions, prevents that from pretty much defeating the whole myth that if it's got powder mold, it'll always have powder mold.
Right. Nah, yeah,
that's bullshit.
You could definitely get rid of it, but it's really hard.
Yeah, it's hard, and at certain plants, at certain stages, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it?
Right, because certain plants are more susceptible to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you got those super leafy plants, it's harder to get rid of. When you got like an OG, I could literally take a bottle of SM90, take a microfiber rag, and wipe it down like I'm giving a plant a bath, like from the stem all the way up. But when you got to deal with a plant that's leaf everywhere, it's like, is it really worth it? The amount of coating of green or whatever you said you use, it's crazy. I'll take a clone and treat the whole clone and then let that clone grow out. I could dunk the whole clone compared to trying to dunk the whole plant. I'll get rid of the bigger plants.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that goes back to what we were talking about last week as far as, you know, what is your keeper cut? And leafy plants, I don't keep them. So they go right out the window. Yeah, you know, 100%.
Hell
yeah. I hate those plants that you got to like literally run down the nose with like a shaver because it's leaf.
Yeah, man. I
hidden all in there.
I got this plant, sweet pink grapefruit at the warehouse that the owner swears up and down he wants to keep it. His customers loved it, blah, 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 blah. And this thing literally grows on top of each other, like on top of itself. The way that it stacks is so dense that it's just literally leaf until like week 8. And then it starts getting like density and fat, and it'll finish out at like 63 to 65 days. But to battle that, like, I know exactly what you're saying. I mean, it's difficult just because those leaves are creating a microclimate by themselves. That's something that you can't control with your environment surrounding it.
Right.
Yeah, and PM thrives in shady conditions. So like you guys are saying, very leafy plants that create a thick canopy is a hot spot for that.
Most definitely.
All right, back to containers.
Nah, definitely getting some good info bombs on PM, and I was just thinking like we haven't really had an in-depth conversation about PM live, so definitely some good information. Definitely some good information. I guess real quick, just to let everyone know, just in case you guys are watching for your first time, you can go to trichomechasers.tv to watch the show right from the website. And also we have a forum, community, online community. You can sign up and make a profile and do all types of posting and conversate with the Trichome Chasers. So if you guys wouldn't mind going over to the forums and signing up, I'd appreciate it. Much love. So back to containers. I mean, is there any other points that we kind of need to touch on as far as hand watering containers? What do you guys think?
I got a point to make about the whole hand watering in containers.
For
And I know
sure.
y'all ain't think I had shit to say about it because I do DWs. Hold on.
Bring it.
All right. So
Yeah, I was about to
hold on.
skip over Loki because I was about to ask him a whole nother question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry about that, guys. The wife just had to ask me something. Nah, but what I really do got to say about it is like when you choosing your containers, there's different things to look at. Like I've used the wax cups and I've used the plastic cups. There's benefits and negatives to both. Me and Marcia was talking about this earlier. I like the wax cups because the water absorbs through the whole cup. This is the same way you would have like the cloth, those cloth pots. What are they called? Like smart pots are the cloth ones, right?
Yeah, smart pots.
All right, so smart pots can absorb water all the way through because it's cloth. The plastic pots are only going to absorb water where the holes are. The difference is the with the wax cups is the wax cups get overly wet sometimes. I've had wax cups rot on me and actually have mold on the cups. So when you're choosing something, you got to think if I'm watering a lot, I don't want to use this kind of material that's going to not be able to take it. And also with the smart pots, if you're using something that's really salty, you don't want to use the smart pots because there's going to be salt build up everywhere compared to like Captain who's doing KNF and he doesn't have to worry about that. So what your medium, your nutrients, those things come into play when you choose what pots you're going to use too.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I concur.
So I guess you might as well continue and tell us about the different options as far as the system that you run as far as containers go. Because I'm not really versed. I just really know about net pots and I know they got a gang of different like attachments and sizes and all type of
You mean
crazy.
with DWC?
Right. Or like yeah.
Yeah, well, y'all got flood and drain. Y'all know all about that. But with DWC, all we really got is net pots.
But it's kind of similar with like NFT and there's another couple other little systems that y'all all use like net pots.
NFT is nutrient film technique or something. Yeah, so that also uses net. A lot of things can use net pots. You could put soil in your net pot, but as far as DWC, the only thing you can use for DWC is a net pot. I mean, I got a homeboy that's using a plastic cup, and he cut holes in the bottom of his plastic cup, so in essence, it's working like a net pot. Hold on one second.
Hey, I got to bounce, man. You guys have a good holiday. I'll be back next week.
All right, Green Motor.
All right. Later, bro.
Happy holidays, brother. I'll talk to you in a minute, G.
All right, man. Call me tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Later. Green Motor, check him out on Instagram. That's a good homie right there. A lot of information. So while we wait for Loki to fucking finally come back, he's probably getting his head beat in right now.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, I forgot what I was saying. What was the question again?
You're talking about some net pots.
There we go.
Yeah, man. Like Bro, I'll be on here and doing nothing. Nobody's talking to me. As soon as I turn the mute off, everybody got something to ask me. But damn, it just threw me off. But yeah, it's nothing we could really use other than net pots for DWC. I got a homeboy that's using a cup, and he cut holes in the bottom of the cup, and basically he turned that into a net pot. But if your roots get too big, they'll bust that up, and then your plant falls into the bucket. So it's like, get a good net pot, start off strong, so you don't have to worry about any problems later on. I've had plants fall into the bucket, and it's no fun.
And what about the different forms of your DWC, like a single bucket compared to an RDWC recirculating?
Single buckets are good, but you got to sit there and think. If you're going to have a huge plant, you got to literally pick that plant up off the bucket to change the res. Compared to my RDWC, I have one central control bucket where you can change the water, change your nutrients, do everything at that control bucket, and you don't have to worry about moving the plants from over the pots. To me, that's the biggest difference between RDWC and DWC, is that with DWC, I have to move each pot one by one at least once a week. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of labor compared to my RDW. I just dump the water, fill the water, add nutrients in one zone, and that's it. It's a lot simpler, more maintenance because I got to use a chiller. Once you're moving that water that much, you're going to have to cool it.
I totally concur because I grew with those 5-gallon buckets, DWC, and it was a bitch every time I had to change it out. I pre-make a 5-gallon bucket when I switch it over, but they get to the point, you're like around day 60 and the thing was so heavy you'd want to fall over everywhere.
Excuse me.
Did I just hear a horse online?
That was me releasing a bunch of air.
It sounded like it.
Yeah. So, that was what I was gonna ask you, Loki. So what about as far as options go, as far as what you can put inside of the net pots to hold the plant? I know, you know what I'm saying. Most people use
yeah.
Yeah.
With hydrotin, and we got hydrotin, we got Rockwool Crubes, Rockwool croutons, grow stones, river rocks. At the end of the day, they all the same shit. You just really want something to hold your rocks together, hold your roots, or hold your root zone together, because what's really happening is in the water. So everything in that net pot is basically just support. So whatever you're comfortable with using as support, that's all it is. Everything in that pot is support until it's your medium until your roots drop down. Once your roots drop down, everything in the net pot is just support. That's why some people ask me, like, why do I use a 6-inch instead of the 8-inch? Because I don't care about the size of the net pot. Once my roots go down into that bucket, it don't know that it's in a 6-inch net pot. It don't know if it's in an 8-inch net pot. It knows that that bucket is always full of water, and it can't find the bottom.
Can you put it full of rock wool?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only issue with when you put it full of rock wool, because I've done it before, is that if the rock wool stays too wet, you'll get some stem rot. You want some kind of air gap there, like
gotcha.
In the root zone, you need air for it to breathe. And being that it's DWC, it's always water, so that water is always being
a better option.
Yeah, so the water will always be wicked up through the rock wool, so it stays wet too much.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
Other than that, it really don't matter. I know a homeboy that's running it in a net pot, and he don't have nothing egg stuffed around it, and he's using something else to hold up the stalk from falling over. But once the roots made it through the bottom, his plant is still growing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I like about DWC the most, bro. If I grow in a 2-gallon bucket, I'm going to get the yields this person growing in a 20-gallon soil, because I'm going to fill that whole bucket with roots compared to roots and medium.
Hey, that's a good point. DWC, you can definitely maximize everything because of the space you can fill up with the roots. Hey, I seen Legal jump in. What's up, Legal?
Lego.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up, broski?
Sorry I'm running late. I had some things I had to take care of.
Are you good, man? It's Christmas, bro. Can't be mad at you on Christmas. How's everything going over there? How's your day going? How's your weekend going? How's family going? How's the garden going?
Well, as you can see, I'm doing okay. Now everything going pretty good, man. Family doing good. Garden doing pretty good.
Yeah, give me a few minutes. I'll be right back.
4x8 is flipped it finally, so we're in week 1 of flowering that 4x8. Got a nice veg tent. I got 2 veg tents going. Actually, one is with the DWC buckets, and the other one is with what I have in veg and cocoa. But yeah, everything's going pretty good though.
That's what it do. That's what it do. What you cooking for Christmas?
Yeah, I don't know, man. What I ain't cooking for Christmas is the question.
Oh man,
You
I
saying
know.
you got a buffet over there?
I know. I need a plate.
You know he ain't messing
Some
around.
of that good buffalo cooking.
Yeah, we all at my mom's down here in Arizona right now, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a minute. I mean, I'm doing most of the cooking, but my sisters are down, so they can make the sweets. I'll let them make the sweets. I'll cook all the other shit.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Ain't nothing like some good home cooking on a holiday. So we was basically just talking about containers and stuff, and Cap hit on a couple of really good points about the technical aspects of choosing containers and stuff like that. So is there anything that I know you also hand water, but you do flood and drain too. So
yeah,
is there anything anything in particular on how you choose your containers, the types of containers, like, or is it just like whatever you have on hand or whatever?
I would say it's a little bit of both, a little bit of whatever I got on hand, or what. It depends on my environment. I think it
Right.
has, like right now I run right now in the colder times I run more plastic grow bags. In spring and summer I'll try to run those smart pots. But a lot of times, man, it's shit whatever I have on hand. Or I mean, think about it. Them grow bags are what, 15 cent, 20 cent a bag,
Right.
depending on what size you buy. The fabric pots, I can get up to 3-gallon fabric pots for like what, $3, I think, $2.49, $3 a pot. It seems like, and another reason why I use the grow bags and the fabric pots, they're a little bit more forgiving. Like I could cram a little bit more in my tent by using those than I can if I was used to hard plastic.
Got you.
So I think it would just depend on what I'm doing or what I plan on doing at that time. I wouldn't mind running in the big plastic pots. I mean, but these seem to work pretty good. I really don't have a preference. I guess I could say. I know if you use smart pots, you have to water a lot more than you. I'm pretty sure you guys covered this. You have to water a lot more than you would in plastic pots. The same thing with grow bags.
Something like an extra 9 or 10 waterings per cycle.
Yeah, and also with the grow bags, since they're thinner plastic, actually that air goes right through them. Honestly, it goes through a hell of a lot easier than it would in a plastic pot.
Like a hard plastic pot, right?
Yep. So, you'll have a tendency to water more that way. I've been tempted. I was asking somebody online. I think I was searching for more grow bags and buy them cheaper on like Amazon or eBay. And I asked one of the people that were selling, I was wondering if you could use that in a flood and drain, like the grow bags, because they have the holes on the bottom. So I don't see why you couldn't use that in a flood and drain. And they were saying that they didn't believe that you could, but I'm like, shit, even if you took a hole puncher, a hand hole puncher,
Yeah, you
and
could.
while the bag was still folded, and just punch a couple more holes in it, there's no reason why you couldn't use these in a flood and drain table. If you can use a smart pot in the flood and drain table, you should be able to use this too.
Yeah, you could. I mean, I could definitely see, you filling the bag up before you transplant the plant into it, poke the holes into it, you know what I'm saying? And then
Yep.
just put that in a flood table, and it'll wick the moisture. It'll wick the water.
Exactly. So I might get that a try when I get this flood and drain table set back up, which will hopefully be soon.
Word, especially
I'm
if you
waiting on a
had the
couple
table,
lights to come in.
just on like a one a day, or I mean, it just like, yeah, you could definitely use them. Don't they sell those in like half a gallon and quarter gallon? You know what I'm saying? Or half
No,
a.
I haven't seen them, but they do sell them in 1 gallon bags.
Okay, right.
They sell them in 1 gallon bags. I haven't seen anything smaller. The stores I go to, the smallest they got is 1 gallon bags. But think about it, dude. What's different than that in a solo cup? You got to punch holes in a solo cup.
Right.
Yeah. So I figure if you feel, and let's say if you wanted to do a monocrop and do a sea of green, you could take 2 gallon size bags and put them in your flood and drain table and do a sea of green with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually did that with the 1 gallon bags with Hydroton.
Yeah.
The only thing is it's a bitch to wash the rocks to reuse them. So I think I only did 2 cycles, and then I switched to Rockwool because it gets to be a headache to wash the rocks.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. That's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna buy a shitload of, because I think they're only like 20 cents for the 2 gallon grow bags. That's the black ones. That's the solid black ones. The one that have this like your Mylar, or I should say this like the Panda film. They have some that are black and white, black on the inside and white on the outside. Those are a little bit more expensive, but yeah, man.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I've definitely seen people use them on tables, like using them with a drip system. But I haven't seen them using them with a flood and drain. But I'm almost positive it'll work for sure.
Bro, with a drip system, that'll be slick. I mean, think about it, for especially new growers or people that's just starting out, or people that's low on funds, man. It's an easy way to grow. The only problem that I have with the plastic grow bags is LSTing or training your plants, because you got to poke holes in the top of the bag, and sometimes it rips, like if you want to, you just got to be careful with it. You just got to find a way. It could be done, but it's a lot different than if you got a solid plastic, a solid plastic black pot where you can just drill the holes or make a hole in it and just tie it. You don't have to worry about it giving.
You still doing the tie the string to the pot method?
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, that's what's up. That's some old school shit, bro. I haven't done that in a long time.
I'm cheap, man. They got all these new techniques out that you can use and buy this, and
that's classic.
One band that you wrap around your pot, and it's got rubber bands on and other bands on it that you can attach to the different branches of your plant to hold it down and shit like that. I'm like, why do all that shit when all I gotta buy is just some string or a garden ties and just poke a hole in the bag or the pot and just do it that way?
Yeah, that's classic, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was one of the first training methods I ever used. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, if it ain't broke, why fix it? You know what I'm saying?
Right. No need. Like I said, for new growers or people that's whose money is a little funny at times, it's a real cheap way to grow, and it's effective. I mean, you really could, if you wanted to, if you didn't damage the bag enough, you could reuse that bag if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So it's effective enough to save a little bit of money if that's what you need to do,
Right.
But I would say smart pots are my favorite, though. I would say I like those fabric pots. I do like the fabric pots. I like the fact that it air prunes your roots a lot more than the hard plastic. I don't know if you've heard a lot of people complaining about being root bound in a fabric pot.
Nah, actually, no. I don't think that's a problem unless you're using like like a 1 gallon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
1 gallon smart pot or something, which I have seen some pretty root bound plants in 1 gallon smart pots.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 1 gallon would be small enough to where you're not getting that much air into the roots. You know, the bigger the pot you get, the more air you can get into it. And, you know, shit, man, I've seen people, hell, when I first started, I had seen people growing out of Walmart bags, man. I went and bought a whole shitload of them. They were only like 50 cents a bag, dude, them big Walmart bags. But the reason why they were using those Walmart bags is because it air pruned the roots.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it was really effective. So, you know, you figure if you got roots, constantly or on a consistent basis of a regrowth, it's only going to show in your plant, you know?
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different containers that people can use. I would just say whatever is efficient and effective enough for you. You know what you want. You know, I'm firmly against, you know, doing because somebody said you should do it this way. Or no, man, whatever you find out that fits your style of grow.
Yeah, you gotta be able to be versatile as well. You can't just, you know what I'm saying, have something in your head like, oh, this is what I've used, so this is what I'm gonna use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because every situation is different. Like the situation that you might, you know, is a new situation that you might try to take old techniques into that might not be the same, might not be the best way to look at things. You know what I'm saying? As far as containers go,
Right.
Because you know, so there's some people that, you know, like been using those plastic bags for a while, and you know, they might move into a situation where something else might be better for them. You know what I'm saying? Or any type of pot. You know what I'm saying? Like like those really tall pots. There's some really like narrow, tall pots and really thick, hard plastic and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody might move into a situation where they might need to use a smaller pot or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maximizing your results. That's a good point.
Right.
Your results, your grow room, maximizing your grow space. I mean, you know, some people that are constricted or confined to like tents, and depending on what you want to put out, you really have to maximize your grow space.
Yeah, I was just taking a look on the website on our forums. We got Cap's post of the Bodhi Seeds Lucky Charms. This is looking delicious. Can you guys see this?
That's what that is?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bodhi Seeds Lucky Charms is the white cross to Appalachia. This is beautiful, bro.
Yeah, that's some fire.
Yeah, that was a great strain to run. It's actually one of the heaviest, densest trichome plants I've ever run. And I've run 3 different types of Bodhi seeds. It's nothing but quality. So if you guys get a chance, check him out. He is a botanist that's got the touch. But yeah, that was a super sweet run.
Nice pictures too, man. Nice pictures. You guys check out the website. Check out the website. Got a lot of content on here and a lot more content coming.
And I'll drop that right now in the chat for everybody to check out.
Some of Purple's his purple glue right here. This is looking dope.
You talking about that thick ass purple nug? Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, bro. If you smack somebody with that, you're gonna knock them out for sure.
Yeah, you're not gonna be awake.
That's right, motherfuckers.
Turbo, what's good?
What up, y'all?
Showing off your purple glue, bro.
What up, Perp?
Word. Did you answer my questionnaire, my poll?
Yes, I did. Sure did.
Oh.
Perp has a poll. All you guys, please go to the post and answer Perp's post. His poll. I'm sorry. His poll.
You know I answered that too.
What type of terpenes associated with purple varieties do you like the most? Candy terps, floral terps, or gassy terps? Gassy grape terps.
Give me that gas.
Go put your vote in, guys.
I'll take the gas for 200, sir.
Go put your vote in. We're gonna count them up at the end of the week, and I don't know. We'll just count them up at the end of the week.
That's right. And the winner is going to get a brand new car. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you donating that?
A brand new hoopty.
I'll give you a ride in a car.
Yeah, guys, but please go sign up for the forums. We're working hard to, put up new cutting edge stuff for you guys. Excuse me. We're working hard to put up all types of new cutting edge stuff for you guys to play with on here and just have fun, man. This is the Trichome Chasers. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do on a daily basis. So go to the forums and, dive more in depth. If we miss a week on a show, you guys can post on the forums and talk shit to us. So, you know what I'm saying? Go do that.
Yeah, and maybe we should run something where we do have some kind of giveaway for people that do join up and drop some sick pictures or something. I mean, we might have to come up with something like that.
If you guys can see here, we have a contest forum that does not have any contests in it currently. So we need people to sign up so we can drop some contests in there. Trichome Chaser swag, fucking grow gear, some genetics. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So
yeah, and if you join up, make sure you do let us know who you are in that. What's that top section where you announce yourself, or what's it called?
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself. Yeah.
Announce yourself.
Yeah, I should say announce yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, come through. You see, we got a lot of the homies already coming and announcing themselves. You know what I'm saying? So come through, man. It's live. It's lit.
Even if you don't read, you could go on, right?
Yes, it's pictures on there. You can just look at pictures, and there will be video content as well, guys. There will be website exclusive content coming, video. So you know what I mean? Go sign up.
Yeah, when I do that that DIY chiller, that's gonna be on the website only.
That's a good
website only content.
That's right. Free crack too.
That's only if you're in New Mexico, everybody.
Only the New Mexico viewers can get those things.
Oh shit.
That's right. Unless you know Martinez.
Yeah, man. So back to containers, I guess. I mean, there's a lot to talk about with containers. This conversation could go on and on and on. It's so much.
Bro, this is a seller's community. Let me tell you the problem is we don't need all of these different options, but they need to sell us all these different options. So they create all these millions of things to sell people when you only need one, bro. I can grow in a freaking old pot that I got in my house and throw some holes in it. That shit gonna work.
You can, but why not have something that's more efficient? When you can be, when there's efficiency, when there's room for efficiency, you know what I'm saying?
There's always room for efficiency. But that's where the tag on the price comes in. It's like, all right, so now I got everything running at 100%, but I want it at 120. At some point, as a girl, you got to satisfy yourself because we never satisfied. And I'm speaking to myself as I speak. Because if y'all notice, my drill never leaves the garden because I'm always building something. But it's
Call yourself Loki Builder.
It should be crazy, bro. But we're never satisfied. I don't know anyone that is ever satisfied with their garden. You always want to put something more. And when you finish with everything, you're like, damn, I need more space. You just got to find what works for you and do that shit.
Yeah, well, I think most definitely, if it works for you and you're happy at where you're at, then much love to you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you feel you can do better, and you strive to do better, and then you do better, and then you feel like you can do better on top of that, then go do better again. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, that's just basically what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are happy, like they grow in the fucking
Like,
the
no, the
5
reason why I
gallon.
say that was because, like, you see how they got the number 2 pot, then the number 5 pot, then the number 7 pot, then the number 10 pot. Bro, you can go from a cup to the last pot you need.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you to buy 6 different pots to go through stages. The more stages you go through, the more stress you put your plant through.
So you guys are saying you want to have a beer cup grow off? Is that what you're saying?
You don't want the trouble. You don't want the trouble. I've been doing some research on this beer cup grow. I think I'm gonna smash you, bro.
Bro, you know how much beer pong I've played? No, I'm just kidding.
All right. You're gonna be having pongs. I'm gonna be having nogs.
I'm gonna have a super gulp from fucking 7-Eleven.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie though. It's some beer cup gods. Like they really growing big ass trees in this beer cups.
Build an LD, man. That dude could grow the hell out of a fucking solo cup, man.
Yeah, but somebody told me the secret to that solo cup shit is you gotta water like 5 times a day.
Yeah, that I think I the game on that.
Yo, yeah, Baby J. Like, I don't know if you ever seen her shit in beer cups.
Yeah.
I was like, oh damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, by the time she transplant them to the pot, them damn things could go in the flower.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do my my seeds. You know, when I'm testing phenos is in the solo cups. I do them in solos and then I flower in 1 gallons.
Yeah, but shout out to Baby J. Since we mentioned it, shout out to Baby J.
Okay. Beer cup challenge.
We can do a beer cup challenge. I'm with that. Nobody
yeah.
can complain. They don't got space for a beer cup. Come on.
I've grown some monsters in the beer cups.
Yeah, I don't want it with me.
I like the square ones because then I just take a razor blade, knock that corner off on all 4 sides. It's like a perfect little drainage pot.
Yeah, we got to get that popping.
Yeah, it's funny. Fucking waiting on my homie. He's supposed to text me directions to this party because I don't know. He called me all randomly and he's like, "Yo, what up? We're just out here partying." And I'm like, "That's what's up." And he's like, "Yeah, homegirl. We have this homegirl from back in the day, and she has big ass titties, bro. Just big ass titties. She's fine as fuck." And homie's all, "Yeah, she was wondering where you're at." I was like, word, well, text me the address and I'll head up that way. And I don't know if homie's just been like, oh, fuck that. I'm not going to hit him up or what. But I'm just all been waiting on this text for directions for like a while now. I'm all, what? Trying to keep the titties to himself. Trying to keep them titties to himself, you know?
Hey, so what you saying, man? She got grow pots on her chest, man?
Bro, you got to see these titties, dog.
Sorry, you ain't getting me in trouble, bro. You ain't getting me in trouble.
That's why I ain't over here saying that.
Pointy.
I can't respond to the conversation right now, Purple.
That's why Loki just had to drop out.
Yeah, Purple. Yeah, see, you trying to get everybody in trouble, bro. We can't talk about that stuff right now.
I'm just imagining. I'm envisioning.
Yep. I got nothing to say here.
710 Canuck. He's stupid. He said titty hoarder.
What'd he say?
Titty hoarder.
Yeah. Damn titty hoarders.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, I'll go back, I guess. You know, to the topics earlier and stuff, and I don't know. I was kind of agreeing too that I don't think that powdery mildew is systemic. You know, I think because just like I think Green Motors was saying and stuff that, like, okay, you got a plant that has it. I've taken cuts before and then grown those up off that plant and growing them up again, and then had no more powdery mildew. You know, where I think if it was systemic, it's going to alter the DNA and always be in the plant. It's kind of like, you know, like AIDS, where, you know, if a mom or, you know, a parent has AIDS, that doesn't mean that the kid is born with AIDS.
I mean, unless you get that plant tested, though, bro, there's no actual way to be sure that your method got rid of the fucking powdery mildew, because whatever the fuck happens, whatever you want to call it, I'm not a scientist. Purple is here now, so he can, you know, relay the terms to us more accurately. But there's fucking roots from the damn mildew that go in the plant, inside of it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever happens,
right.
And whatever happens, the fucking mildew touches the inside of the plant. You know what I'm saying? Where like the vascular system is and shit, and the cells and all of that happen.
I don't know if I'm forgetting the exact anatomical terms here for this type of fungi, but I'm not sure if it's Astoria. Not really Astoria, because I think that's more of a plant term. You know, I'm a study plants over here, but it's basically these projections that end up trying to penetrate the cell. I don't believe that powdery mildew actually penetrates within the cell, but it does.
Okay, right. That'd have to be on like a super microscopic level, huh?
I just don't see how a fungus could be systemic. What do you think, Perp?
But what I mean, my thoughts about it, bro, is like okay, if you got the powdery mildew and you beat it back, then you know what I'm saying, you beat it back. But say for instance that plant goes to somebody else who doesn't have your same methods of containment. You know what I'm saying? That plant might be more susceptible now because it has had that in its life. You feel what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that the plant isn't like what the fuck is the word? Like not receptive or whatever the fuck that word is. Like not receptive. Like more resistant to powdery mildew. You know what I'm saying? But for instance, like if a plant was less resistant, then that powdery mildew is probably going to make a more reemergence. You know what I'm saying?
More susceptible.
More susceptible. The susceptibility. There we go. So,
hey, well, go ahead. My bad.
I mean, that's just my thoughts about it. I'm done.
Well, 710 Canuck, he says PM isn't systemic, but it can lay dormant in between the cell walls.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a fungus, so it's leaving spores everywhere.
So okay, can anybody, Purple, anybody
intercellular disease?
What's powder mildew isn't systemic? What the fuck is systemic? What does the word systemic means? Because we all have a meaning of it that obviously it doesn't mean.
I thought it was inside the cell. It altered the DNA, so then the DNA would always be altered from there on out, whether it was clone, seed, doesn't matter. It's in the plant's DNA.
Like avid is systemic. Avid is something that goes into your plant and it's in the DNA of the plant. It's part of the plant until it's like that's
all right. I'm just gonna fuck.
The only way to get rid of it is to burn it.
Google will tell us.
Yeah, let's look at Google. It says denoting the part of a circulatory system concerned with the transportation of oxygen to and carbon dioxide from the body in general. I don't think this is the right as especially distinct from the pulmonary part concerned with transportation of oxygen, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's more to do with the animals. But I can read to you a little bit about powdery mildew if you want. Powdery mildew is an obligate biotrophic parasite of the phylum Ascomycota. Let's see. Yeah, it's not systemic, but it says it grows superficially or epiphytically. Epiphytes, usually the term epiphytes associated with plants that grow above ground. They usually grow on plants themselves. So epiphytically means that it's growing on the surface of the plant. as we all know on the leaf.
They grow superficially
so-
too, so it indicates it's on the surface.
Yeah, exactly. Superficially, yeah, exactly. Thank you.
So,
Photon.
this, you're not going to save your, crop, from it, but I've saved genetics by giving them a good hard, like sulfur wash. Like you can buy like a sulfur, like liquid that you put in like a gallon hand pump. I've sprayed the plants with that, washed them. Like I said, it took like 3 generations of clones, and then I never had any problems after that. With the same genetics, same environment, I cleaned everything, and I seem to cure it.
No,
What
yo,
happened
can I
is-
tell you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, bro. But I had PM, and I took the plants that I wanted to keep. That everybody was like, oh, you got to get rid of everything, and I was like, no, I can't get rid of this. And I wiped that shit down. I cleaned everything off. I got my environment under control, and I have not seen PM since. You little fucker. I thought you was sleeping.
Yeah, so basically it can lie dormant anywhere. So you finally, like Doja, you finally cut some clones where you probably didn't have anything lying dormant in your situation. You got your climate under control, and it couldn't produce. It couldn't mass produce. But systemic means with it moving within the vascular system, so within the xylem and the phloem, moving throughout the plant. So it does not do that, but that's systemic means moving within the plant, the xylem and the phloem, the vascular system.
Through the entire body of the plant.
Yes. So where the nutrients
not just
travel,
localized to one area.
Exactly. Because it's systemic versus localized. Localized is something in a certain area.
They call that translaminar, or like things that are translaminar are able to
move within the plant.
Move within a certain region of the plant.
Correct.
Whereas like systemic moves within, like Homie was saying, within the vascular system throughout the whole plant. And I don't know if you guys can see if I'm screen sharing or not, but
you are.
But yeah, I just pulled up this little article here, and it basically kind of breaks these down. It talks about, I guess the Hastoria was the right term for these specialized cells that extend into the plant to maintain nutrition, basically. It says, while most powdery mildew fungi produce epiphytic mycelium, a few genera produce hyphae that are within the leaf tissue. This is known as endophytic growth. So even the endophytic growth, I'm not sure that would be systemic, but that would be obviously a lot harder to get rid of if it was endophytic as opposed to being more superficial.
Yes,
so endophytic is just in the leaf tissue, and Hastoria is in the cells.
Hastoria are like the projections that basically protrude into the cells, or try to protrude into the cell walls.
Of the roots that absorb the nutrients for the mycelium.
My bad, guys. I'm on like a family trip, and these kids is wilding, man. Kids, they tricking me. They pulling all sorts of shit.
Be nice. Let them have their fun, nigga. This is their time of the year. They
Holiday.
wild out.
All the lights is off. Everybody pretending to be sleeping. I just happen to walk by. You know you can't hide that cell phone light.
Hey, them Christmas trips was the best time, boy. I swear I remember them all these years later.
I do that shit every year. I love the kids, man.
Nah, good information, Perp. Good information, Perp. Is there any other good information in that article? Damn, can we get a link to that? Can we post that on the website? Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be a good one for the forum.
Yo, you know what I realized? We don't have any. We got mods, but we don't have like mods. People that's actually in the chat, keeping everybody, like a Malik kind of mod.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Who that there?
Kind Dreams.
Kind Dreams, and normally extracts.
Who is Kind Dreams? Is that a homegirl?
Homeside extracts?
Yeah.
He's there. If somebody get out of hand, they kick him.
What's this up? I'm just saying, throw the links and shit. We ain't got no Robert Wright.
Oh, we don't have nobody do the links or anything like that. No, we haven't set that up yet.
That'll be good. Like right now, that's an article I want to go reread over. Like, I want to look at that.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is you can clone your way out of PM. I swear to God, you can.
You can clean your way out of it too, bro. Like, to be honest, like I was saying before, I wiped down the plants that I wanted to keep, and I burned the fuck out of this PM, out of some sulfur, and
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't seen shit. It's been months. Like I haven't seen anything.
So I'm
You
gonna
can
be the
also
devil's advocate.
climate control it.
I want to be the devil's advocate in this one. So I've been listening to what you guys are saying, and I've been listening and reading what people have been posting in the chat. So if like the one guy was saying that there's mold spores everywhere. So I'm like, okay, cool, there is. So what makes a plant less resistant? Because now if you're saying PM is obviously you proved that it's not systemic, but it's got to be something a little bit more than just a superficial. Because what about plants that are real that have less resistance to mold?
Look, I don't think, when you say you try to cure and take that clone or whatever, that clone is not going to be any more resistant, to the PM. What you're going to have to do, like Loki, I think was saying earlier, was you got to change your environment. You'll have to get rid of the PM, clone your shit or wash it, and then control the environment. Because, I mean, let's face it, there's black mold spores. There's all kinds, if you've ever grown mushrooms before, about the different spores that are just in the natural air. It's just a matter of, creating the perfect environment for them to, spawn. Like, I think that people think that there's going to be some kind of environment that they can grow in, like PM spores, is, almost unrealistic unless you're in like a sterile place. It's more of a matter of fact is that environment going to harbor that type of fungi, or mildew to flourish.
Yeah, I don't think
go ahead.
No, I don't think that you can completely eliminate PM out of the air. Like, you can have no PM, and your plants could be healthy, your environment could be perfect, and you bring in a clone with PM. I'm sorry, bro, you got PM.
Yeah, and I mean, people get PM outdoor. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, but
it's
so easily spread because I'd rather have a bug over PM simply because I can kill that bug. PM just starts spreading. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I was just going to say the one thing about powdery mildew also that we have to keep in mind is that there are different species of powdery mildew and even probably different quote unquote strains of powdery mildew. So powdery mildew, at least from what I've read, is what's the term I'm looking for? Basically specializes on certain species depending on the species of the powdery mildew. So, and in my experience with having powdery mildew, I've noticed that in terms of resistance and stuff like that, I definitely have noticed that PM definitely takes more of an attraction to certain strains than others.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That.
So I had when I had the PM, I had cheese in there also. Cheese has never had any signs of PM at all. Period. Like she just a strain that doesn't have problems. She just doesn't have any.
That's what I was going to say, man. That's what I was going to say. I've seen people with PM in their tent. Man's Food, matter of fact, he had PM, and but only a couple of his plants that got the PM. The rest of them did it. So I would say it's not necessarily. You can't necessarily say it's so much on your environment. Those genetics.
Yeah, if you got a plant that has a really thick cell wall, and I've heard spraying silica also help because it makes the plant thicker. And also raises the pH level on the leaf. So if your pH is too high on your leaf surface, PM can't grow. So silica is also something that's helped or can help a lot with plants.
Yeah, so that's what I would say. It's a lot. It could be down to a lot of things. Genetics is definitely could be one of them. Some strains are just so hardy of a strain, man. You could pretty much do anything to the damn thing, and it's still.
A lot of plants have adapted to live in their region, right? So you'll have a plant that has adapted to live in a moldy area. You'll have a plant that's adapted to live in a dry area. I'll have some plants where my table won't, that time I forgot to flood my table. I had one strain that did not droop, did not look like anything was wrong because it was just used to being in a dry climate. Maybe that's how that genetics is.
Yeah, I got you. I agree.
Evolution is a beautiful thing.
Yes,
Can I
sir.
also chime in on bricks levels? Have we talked about that yet?
Tell him about the bricks, Cap.
You know what's up. So yeah, bricks
Talking
levels are.
Mexican bricks.
Don't
Back in
even go
bricks.
there. Don't even
That
go
brick
there. So bricks levels are your sugar levels in your plant, and high levels of bricks is also plants known as high self-defense. So bricks levels are very important. So if you have a plant that's suffering and has a low bricks level, it's very susceptible to any kind of damage, any kind of pest, any type of disease. So if you have a plant that's on point and with a high bricks level, it's got a very strong defense. So it's important to have high bricks levels, and how you do that is through proper nutrient feeding, um, having everything at optimal levels in your environment, and that will keep your plant at its full defense level. So if you have like a genetic susceptibility and you're able to keep those bricks levels up, it has a greater chance to defend itself.
Or
Is that the bricks?
get your bricks up, homies. Get them
Get them
bricks.
bricks up. Get the bricks
Yeah,
up.
get your
Stack the
bricks on.
Get your bread. Oh man.
Yeah, we talked about what the fuck what are those big things that you grow in, Cap? The big beds. Beds, there we go.
We're going in some beds. What are you talking about?
For containers? We talked about beds. Or...
No, we haven't talked about beds. That's a good point.
I know. Where the fuck is BluntThumb? So he could tell us about the sips and shit. Nah. But yeah, I don't know. I think I personally haven't done much growing in beds or raised beds besides like, vegetable gardens and shit. But I really like the idea of it because not only are you getting more room for your roots for the rhizosphere, but you're also possibly, and at least this is my hypothesis. I mean, and it can go a number of ways, but encouraging root competition can also encourage growth, because when their roots, in some cases of root competition, where the roots are in direct competition, it can encourage a plant to grow taller because one is trying to outshade the other. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think that growing like a strain or like one strain or strains that kind of have a similar growth speed in a bed, at least that's just my hypothesis anyway, that growing them in a communal space where the roots can interact with each other can encourage more growth.
So you're saying them hoes be fighting, huh?
Yeah.
No, that's a great point. Great point.
Now it do make sense. I mean, what was that? Me and Marshall was talking the other day about that show we was watching about plants, how they talk. I forget the name of it. It's what's the name of that show?
LSD.
No. It's actually about plants talking, and you can actually see how a plant will keep producing itself to smother out another plant. So the other plant can't grow.
Yeah, when they grow close together, I've seen something like that.
When plants talk or something like that, I think it's called.
When they touch each other, they communicate.
Yeah, so that goes inside what you're saying. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Like there's a certain caterpillar that eats some certain plant, and they played sounds of the caterpillar munching on that plant, and the plant like reacted in self-defense.
What you smoking, Photon?
I'll find the link.
What are you smoking? Upper mids?
The upper mids.
Photon. Oh shit.
I like Photon Fantom Designs because his name is PFD, which is close to PPFD, which is photosynthetic photon flux density.
Is that why you like it?
I like just regular photon flux density.
Yeah, he's just photon flux density,
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking, I definitely want to get some raised beds, man. if anything, even just like a grab a 4x4 tent or something and do like a little 4x4 bed. You know what I'm saying? Just for the fuck of it, but do some no-till or organics, some crystal growing with some KNF additives. You know.
That'll work, man.
Get my bricks up.
Now, how many of you guys got an experience with growing in raised beds?
I do with a regular vegetable garden, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Not weed.
Yeah, I've done a couple gardens, just vegetable gardens with a raised bed. Yeah, I would think it wouldn't do it. I mean, if you do tomatoes, you would think it wouldn't be any different than doing tomatoes.
Right.
Because they need just as much room, as much space between level and dirt. I mean, you would think it would be similar. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there'd be some things different, but I think it would be similar.
For real though, dude, tomatoes, they can fuck. You've seen some beastie tomatoes? My homie had these crazy tomatoes last year that were like fucking out of control. He had his drip system set up outside, and these fucking tomatoes were like fucking 7-8 feet tall, like climbing trellis and shit, like just huge fucking bushes. Like these things were fucking out of control.
I had one summer I went and got some super soil from one of the garden spots. They had this mixture of soil that they call super soil, and I had done a lot of fishing the year before, so I cut up a bunch of the fish and got that super soil, planted my tomatoes. Man, I had tomato plants that were like 6 feet tall, man. 6 feet tall, man. I mean, I couldn't take like them regular tomato stakes and cages. I had to get bamboo poles to stick in the ground just to hold these damn things up. I think
everybody that thought I was crazy about the plants responding to caterpillars chewing on them.
Oh, I didn't think you were crazy.
Okay. Yeah, you knew about that.
I mean, I thought you was crazy, but not about the caterpillars.
No,
Yeah, you should post that too. Well, not that anyone's ever gonna read these fucking articles. Like, fuck. But
I do.
well, I know. I'm like, yeah, post them.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's what's up. What monster roll off to? You bounce?
No, I'm still on here, bro. I'm on the website right now.
Okay.
Shout out to Mr. Sparks about signing up to the website. I see we got about 10 new members on the website right now. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Nice. I'll dab to that again.
Hey, monster, my mom just asked me. She heard us talking. She heard me talking about smart pots. And she's like, you still want me to make those smart pots for you? Remember I told you a while ago I bought the material for her to make them?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she never did make them, man. I might try. She talking about she want to make them, man. I might be able to get her to do something embroidery, put like a TC embroidery on the pots, man. That'd be sweet.
Hell yeah, bro. That'd be sweet.
I'll let her make some. She's been wanting to do it. I've been just messing around. I'll let her make some.
That'd be sweet. Super sweet. Yeah, man, that's what's up. What you guys smoking on, man? I'm over here stoned right now. What is this I'm smoking? Oh, some grape dositos. I just smoked a whole blunt of that to the face.
Nice. That sounds bomb.
That's why you got all quiet.
The great pie times do-si-do.
Yo, I'm actually in the car smoking because I can't smoke in the house with all the kids. I just fucking do.
Crocker say minigun. What is minigun? What's that cross? Either you smoking on some minigun or you about to smoke a minigun? I don't know, bro. We gonna be able to hear from you?
I hope ain't nobody smoking no gun.
Dude, you smoke minigun, bro.
Don't do it.
What's the best weed y'all done smoked this year in 2017?
What you know about
2017, Loki says banana punch.
I want water.
Yes, you got water. Hopefully, you're not in Michigan. You got good water.
Oh, that was a shot right there.
I don't know. That's a good question, Monster. I don't know. The Mac was definitely up there. I don't know.
Yo, I smoked some shit from this dude Trike Tyson on Instagram. Some what the fuck? I don't even know what it was called. But you know when you take that first pull, that first pull immediately make you feel lightheaded. Like, oof, that was some good weed.
I would say for me, I'm sure everybody's familiar with it now that it's been around, but it would be the G6 jet fuel from 303 Seeds.
Yeah, you keep talking about that G6 jet fuel. I gotta get a sample of that.
Oh yeah, I smoked some of that recently too. Actually, this homie had some. It's pretty bomb.
Yeah, it reminded me of old school blueberry. It was some severe fire. It was some good stuff. The G7's coming up April, May. I'm gonna check that out.
So it's a jet fuel OG.
No, it's just strictly called jet fuel, and it's Aspen OG crossed with the biodiesel, and then they're gonna bring out the G7, which is the jet fuel cross with the biodiesel back cross.
Man, that shit sound like it had your ass glowing in the dark.
He said glowing in the dark.
It'll definitely have you twisted up.
Biodiesel shit, your ass will be glowing in the dark. Blue and green, walking through. Everybody know your ass been smoking that shit.
Yeah, everybody listening, check out 303 Seeds. They're going to do another seed drop April or May of this 2018 coming up.
Word. Yeah, man, I would have to say my favorite of 2017 would probably be the Mac, bro. I think I was most impressed with that the most out of everything from Capulator.
For me, man, I would have to say Skywalker OG, man. I brought some of that back from I brought some of it back from the cup. And I think that would probably be the best that I smoked. But see, I just now got back to smoking, so I'm trying to play catch up to y'all motherfuckers.
So anything gonna rock your socks.
Rock your socks.
Right now, I'm trying to smoke like I never, man. Shit, I'm trying to catch up for years.
What about you, Doja?
For me, man, I can't compare. You know, I've only smoked my own for the last year.
Well, what's your favorite out of your own?
My own so far, I probably would say my Bright Moments from Gage Green and my Royal Caramel from Royal Queen Seeds. I like both of those, probably the best.
That sounds good as hell. How about you, Perp? You got all kinds of goodness over there.
I don't know. It's like I was just saying earlier. I have no idea. I'm like even trying to think of what I fucking all the weed. There hasn't been too much fire around here, honestly, this year. There's been some, but it's like I don't know, man. It's been a while, so it's like hard for me to even recall, just because I smoke so much. But just recently, up at the cup, there was got some of that Mac flower. Fucking that shit's A1 for sure. Real interesting terps. You definitely some cookies in there, but almost like I don't know. It like almost like kind of like some, but not really. I don't know, dude. It's like weird. Like I know that he was talking about like savory flavors, like dinner, like steak and shit too. Like I don't know. It's a weird terp profile. But then CSI Humble had some good flower up there too. And you know I'm biased because I like purple shit. But there was the Virgin Perps, which is the purple Urkel times triangle Kush. That show's pretty fire.
Oh shit! Fucking plant builder. What a fucking clown.
Upper mids.
That fucking plant builder. Oh, so you really like that Mac, huh, Perk? I'm gonna have to get some of that, man. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get some of that though.
He said, "I gotta get some of that." Man, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get some of that.
Yeah, I want to try. I want as well legal.
Treetop Genetics, man.
All right,
I'm talking about some flowers,
I'm
man.
down.
I'm talking about some smoke.
They're gonna have that shit in 2018.
I can't wait.
It better be the early 2018.
I'm gonna need about
Smoke some before
24 clones of that from Treetop.
I heard those guys are pretty cool. No, I'm just
Hell
kidding.
yeah, I heard them motherfuckers. I heard they got this big chocolate motherfucker that's sexy as hell.
Holy shit.
Legal. You the
That
only one that
motherfucker
think
big
you
as a
sexy.
buffalo.
Legal.
So he's sexier than a motherfucker. Hell.
You the only one that think you legal sexy. Matter of fact, I know one other person that might think
That
you sexy
motherfucker
too.
big as a buffalo. Say, God damn, boy.
Yep. You got 1.5 persons that think that buffalo sexy.
Hell yeah, that's all we
He
need.
said 1.5.
And
What was
one,
the half?
and one of them's his mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Oh.
I could have taken that too far.
I'm about to start posting pictures of legal right now. Like, yo, ladies, what you think about this big buffalo?
That's right. Man, you trying to get me in trouble, bro.
Is he a buffalo or a bison? Because that kind of counts.
More bison.
That's what I nicknamed my nuts, bison.
What's Gushers
All right.
unorthodox?
You know when it's time to go.
Had to put the banana hammock back on.
Anybody know what Gushers
Lord.
is?
Oh, the candies?
They're good. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, those shit slap. Those shit go in, bro. I want some right now, actually.
Dude, my buddy that smokes weed sent me cookies in the mail that don't have weed in them for Christmas. I'm like, why'd you do that?
What do you mean?
That's
You
cool.
done
I
ate
want
half
shit
of
I
them
can
looking
actually
for-
eat. Nigga, edibles, they just sit on my counter, bro. I get too bent off of edibles.
Mhm.
Send me some shit I can actually eat, bro. Like,
You know the problem with the edibles is if you a greedy motherfucker, you can't tell me here's a chocolate bar, just eat one piece. What? I ate the whole chocolate bar.
Yeah. I'll see you in a couple days.
Yeah, like I'll find out what happens when it's done. But I've never been able to take an edible and eat a piece of it. Like how?
No, hell no. I'm eating the whole thing. Whatever it is.
well, yeah, I need to
When we were-
do some more edibles, nigga. That shit gonna have your ass fucked up.
When we were these like two hot chicks were walking around trying to sell edibles, and they were just
Hey,
like,
I would laugh at you eating that shit, bro. I swear. Just down in the edible, nigga, because I know you about to be fucked up, bro. Like, Photon the type of nigga to be like, look, this shit ain't gonna do nothing to me. You
I
get this
wasn't even
nigga.
fucked up. Like afterwards, I wasn't even fucked up afterwards. I think they were bunk edibles, but
Oh yeah.
They were walking around with these bags, and like they had like dried fruit in them, and it just looked like a dried fucking banana to me. So I reached in, like she presented it to me, so I reached in and grabbed like 3 of them, and just downed them. And they're like, "Yeah, we're selling these for $20." And I was like, "Fuck right, you are. You just fucking handed that to me. Yeah, right."
Yeah, man, I gotta get you some of those high street bakery edibles, dog. Motherfucking some of the best edibles I ever had.
Nice. My buddy used to make edibles for a dispensary in San Diego, and I got them every once in a while. And my whole frat would just like shut down for like a week.
Ooh, yeah. Nah, real shit, though. They do need to make a Mac cross the animal mints for real though.
I'm hoping maybe that'll be a hybrid in 2018.
Yo, they just posted up some stuff on the forums. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go over there and beat their door down. Tell them
Check it out.
get that done. The Matt Cross the animal mints. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Matt
guys.
cake.
Oh shit. The Matt cake. Ooh. Yeah, man. I know they got a lot of crosses planned for this year, so I'm on the
Man,
team.
I really want to get I want to get some of that compound genetics myself.
Them too.
Coming up here. I know they said that they were going to do an early drop early 2018. I'm really looking for the menthol. Anyone out there listening, if you get a pack, holler.
Menthol, which one was that?
That was their gelato, I think 45 cross with white diesel and high octane.
Man.
Yeah, that shit's been looking fire on the Tiger Trees and compound pages.
Yeah. But I mean, they say they're coming out, early next year. But if I know they're going to release some packs at the Indo Expo at the end of January. So if anyone gets any packs and you're listening out there, hit me up. Give me the DM on the Instagram.
Yeah, hit us up.
Hit me on the DM.
That was a karaoke solo right there.
Yo, can I address something real quick, man?
No.
Hit it up.
Yeah, no, I like to get shit the fuck off my chest.
Yep.
I had this motherfucker DM me and say, yo, I've been following you for a while. This is how they always started off. Mind you, I never seen your name before, but you've been following me for a while. Cool. Now, after you've been following me for a while, the first thing you do is hit me up and tell me you want something that I got. Cool. I don't mind sharing. Now you want something that I got. I say, yo, I don't really know you, so make me an offer. I tell the dude, yo, make me an offer. He says, well, around here they sell cuts for $5. I said, well, listen, I don't have, you gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish. I said, well, I don't have cuts for $5. I can't really entertain this. You have a nice day. He's like, come on, man. I can't go into the detail of everything he said, but he basically tried to say, I'm black and you're black. You should help me. I want to make this clear. Being black does not make you and I best friends. Being white does not make you and I enemies. I am not a racist. So do not hit me up and think because you are of the same color of me that makes you better than another person. We're all people. We're all people.
So you're not getting rid of it at swap meet prices is what you're saying.
Yeah, don't treat me like a crackhead because you think I'm like, what the hell?
I'm a Buffalo, man.
Bro, I got could I just pay you in change though?
That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. I'm like, yo, even worse, you insulted me. $5, bro? I'd rather you tell me you don't got no money and can you please have it. I'd have gave it to him for free. If he said, yo, I'm fucked up and I ain't got it, I really just, help me out.
Hey,
got a better chance.
He's going to be watching the show. He gonna
$5 is a little insulting.
So right after that,
insulting.
I told him it was insulting. Do you know he proceeded to hit me in the DM to calling me a bitch and I'm a hoe and I got money. That's why I don't care about nobody else. I got hella bills. Because I post my car, I got to pay my bills. I don't talk to you about your bill. I'm sick of this shit. Like, the fuck? I don't go asking nobody for nothing, so please stop it. Stop it. Stop with the sob stories. If you ain't a child, we all got bills.
Yeah.
And we ain't no swap meet dealers.
Right.
$5 is disrespectful.
Next time, man, motherfucker called you bitch, say, man, I'm a bitch. I need that
Bro,
money because
he
I
got
gotta
in my
pay for my
DMs
girl,
talking
I
shit.
gotta
He
pay
then
for
went on
your
my
girl,
YouTube
I gotta
talking
pay for
shit.
your mama.
I'm like, you got all this
Mama's
time.
girl.
Spend some of this time getting some money, and you ain't going to have to ask me for nothing.
Yeah, he could have asked somebody else for some more money.
That's crazy.
At least could have said he could have paid for shipping.
Internet people.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. And I get really offended when they pull that black card. Like, what the fuck does this mean? It's not that I don't love my people. It's that I love everybody.
Some people don't understand that, man.
I know, bro. People are always hitting me in the DM and being like, bro, I'm a Native American too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not Native.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Oh, he's getting strung up.
Oh shit.
Moral of the story, don't be
Mama
disrespectful.
I'm gonna get off here, man. My mama made a pound cake. I gotta be the first one to get into it.
Bro, how many cakes she made, bro? How many cakes she made legal?
Yet. I'm making mine tomorrow, but my mother.
How many cakes did your mama make, bro?
She made 3.
I know the size of you buffaloes. One ain't gonna last.
I know. I'm about to get that one right now.
It don't come in ones. It can't make one.
Nah, she made 3, and then my sister made 3 sweet potato pies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yo,
I'm
viewers,
doing
legal
pineapple.
6'5", and his kid is bigger than him.
What is that? It's called a pineapple dream. I'm making a pineapple dream pie tomorrow. I figured out how to medicate that motherfucker too, but I can't do it because they not for my mom.
What time should I come over, Legal?
I don't know. Matter of fact,
Good luck. That shit gonna be done, boy. Ain't no leftovers there.
Hell yeah. But yeah, but I'm gonna get off, fellas. Go ahead.
All right, peace out, Legal.
All right. Have a good holiday, Legal.
Hey,
Happy
you too,
holiday,
man. All
holiday,
you guys
brother.
too. If I don't talk to you guys by for Christmas, y'all have a good one.
You too, Buffalo.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about that time that we should have done. About 1:30.
Yeah, giddy up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was a good one.
It was a good show.
It was a great show. I appreciate everybody coming out and joining us again on another Saturday.
That's right.
Any final?
Yeah, you know.
Everybody have a happy and healthy holiday, man.
Most definitely.
Yeah, shout out to the chat, you know, happy holidays to those guys, and shout out to Treetop and yeah, you know, everyone else on the forums and Trichome Chasers forums there. Yeah, let's get it done.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So see you guys next week, Lord willing, and once again, check out the website when you guys get a chance. Matter of fact, do it right now. And yeah, see you guys back here, same place, same time next week. Much love. Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays, motherfuckers.
Peace, love, and weed.